I'd like to introduce Leigh Cambre, who is an actor breakthrough coach and the host of his own talk show, Absolute Leigh TV.
Thank you. One of my all-time favorite commercials is by Best Buy. Just imagine the scene. It's cutting to different scenes at the beginning of different news shows in the morning, and it's showing the brand new iPad. Not actually an iPad, it's an iDevice, but it's like a tablet. It's the new iPad, and they're saying the new, different news shows. And then it goes to a Steve Jobs-like event. The camera's from behind. It shows this huge audience, and he says, all other iPads are obsolete. And the crowd just goes wild. Yeah, this is amazing. And then it cuts to one of the people in the audience with the second generation, and he's holding the third generation, and she goes, but I just bought this thing, as everyone is cheering behind them. That is just like life. Life comes at you so fast. You think you have it, you think you have the newest item, you're ready to go, and then bam, things change. Information overload, everything coming at you from left, from right, and you're pulled in every direction. You're expected to do all of it at the same time, but it's so overwhelming. How can I maintain focus when I'm doing all of this stuff all at once? That creates three types of people in this world. There's people that look at the half full of glass. Some people look at it as it's half full. Some people look at it as it's half empty. And then there's more than both of those groups combined that look at that and say, who took half my water? You may have heard that idea of age of enlightenment. We're now living in the age of entitlement, where I'm owed this. This is mine. I deserve to have this. And that leads to a feeling of disconnectedness. It leads to a feeling of not being in balance. And it's no wonder people are not as happy or as fulfilled as they could be. It's like being on this wonderful, magical island, exactly where you want to be, and sending a postcard to all your friends. I'm having a wonderful time. I sure wish I was here. Oh. My name is Leigh. I'm the actor breakthrough coach, and I'm here to share with you an optimistic and a very attainable view on how to get yourself in order. Something that will get you a more healthier life. Something that will get you clear communication skills and help you feel more centered in who you are. Something that will help you live on purpose. I'm going to show you the way today. We're going to be talking about, first of all, what is a leader and what does leadership mean in your life. Second, it's looking at the different types of energy. And third is the different energy blocks. Finally, how you can address each of these energy blocks so that you can be the most conscious and energy-filled person that you can be and make choices on purpose. So let's start by asking a little audience participation here. How many of you think that you're a leader? In my world, okay, yeah. I'm nearly everyone in here. To me, in my world, it's almost a trick question because I do believe that every single person is a leader. There's two things about this. My first belief about leading is that it's either by choice or it's by default. It's either conscious or unconscious. Everyone has a unique form of leadership when you're leading your own energy. Every day you make a choice about leading your energy, and whether you make the choice or not, it's happening. The second thing is that there are studies that show, and it's a clear connection, that the higher your energy is, the more successful you are, the more happy you are, the more peace you have in your life, the better relationships you have in your life. It's a clear connection. And I want to share with you how you can make that happen. There's two different types of energy that you should know about. First of all, there's anabolic energy. And anabolic energy, when we're talking about physiologically, is the energy that helps heal and construct and build. So for example, in the body, it's testosterone. That's an anabolic energy. So anabolic, positive. The other type of energy is catabolic. This is destructive and helps break down. And in your body, an example of this is cortisol. It does serve a purpose. It gets you going. It helps you, like for example, adrenaline, when you're going, you need to break down all these muscles and the energy so that you can move really quickly. So it does serve a purpose, but it's also something that breaks down. And so I want to get you in a place of using as much anabolic energy as possible. Get away from the catabolic and turn it into anabolic energy. So let's talk about where you can get blocked. There's external blocks and there's internal blocks. And the external ones you're going to know of. You know what's going to stop you from doing certain things. Time, distance, space, money, these are all things externally that may stop you from having the energy-filled life that you want. And I can talk and coach about what the external blocks are and how to go about that, but also you know a lot of this stuff because in your daily life, since you were young, you were aware that, okay, there's not enough space here, there's not enough time here, and then once you started playing with money, you know, okay, I only have a certain amount of money. So that's something that you can work on your own, or I can help you with that. We can talk about that afterward, and if you have money tips, I'm very happy to hear about them. The second part of it, though, is internal, and I feel like that is the key. That is the magic. That's where a lot of people don't know. Like, what is stopping me? What is going on? I'm feeling something. I don't know why I'm not able to move forward, but what is it? And so I have a mnemonic for you to help you remember. It's GAIL. G-A-I-L. These are the 4 biggest energy blocks that stop you from getting what you want in your life. I'm going to start with the L at the end, and that is a limiting belief. This is a belief that you hold that stops you from getting what you want in some way. So, for example, one belief could be, oh, women are bad drivers. And so every time if you believe that for yourself, if you get in a car, you might be like, oh, and you're a woman, you might be like, oh, I'm not a very good driver. And so you might get nervous about it because you hold the belief, just women are just not naturally as good drivers. Or the other way around, if you're getting into a car with a woman, you might believe, oh, since women aren't good drivers, I really got to watch out. I got to hold on. I got to buckle my seatbelt twice, make sure it's locked. Even though that belief is not true. It's something that you hold to be true, and it might limit you. It might stop you. And so whenever you have a limiting belief, let's go through some more limiting beliefs. For example, as an actor, you might think actors are not dependable. Actors are flaky. So whenever it's time to partner up with an actor, you can create a play or create a webisode, you might think, oh, but this other actor, he's flaky. I probably won't be able to depend on him. I'm probably going to stop myself. Or even when you get into a partnership, the reason that he didn't do it is because actors are flaky. I mean, I understand. That's why I'm going to lower my expectations because I know that's what's going on. He just is, always pulled in different directions and he can't do it. He's flaky. He's an actor, of course. And so that just stops and lowers your energy. You can probably even see it on me, how I'm talking about things, and it's just bringing it down. I'm like, oh. So whenever you have a limiting belief, the solution to what the question you want to ask yourself is 2 things. 1, how true is this belief really? And ask yourself, really? I mean, how true is it that actors are flaky? Maybe there are actors out there that are flaky, but that doesn't mean that all of them are. And secondly, how can I let go of that belief immediately? And figure out some methods for yourself. Okay, what can I do to get past this? Okay, every time I'm in this room and I think actors are flaky, I can be aware of it and say, okay, that's not who I am. I know better than that. So that's the first thing, limiting beliefs. Let's go to the next one, a little more personal. Interpretations. That's the I in GAIL. An interpretation is whenever you make a judgment on a situation and you hold that to be true, that is exactly what happened. You probably have seen this kind of situation before when you're walking into a casting room and there's a bunch of casting directors, producers, directors in the room, and as soon as you walk in, you see the casting director go, oh, hi, come on in. So then you're thinking, oh, great. Fantastic. She hates me. She's already pissed. Who knows what it was. Maybe it was because I wore the wrong outfit. Maybe because I'm not the right type for this, and I'm walking in and I'm wasting her time. Here we go. And so you do your audition, and then you leave, and all the time it's because you interpreted that to be that she didn't like you, that she was angry at you, and it was you that caused that problem. Well, an interpretation is just one interpretation of the event. When you have an interpretation, the question to ask yourself to get out of that is, what are 5 other ways that this could have happened? What are 5 other situations that also could have played on that? So for example, in this situation, the reason she had sighed is because she was having an upset stomach. Oh, hi, and then she's trying to put on a good face. Maybe it was that the director had just said something to her that was really annoying right before that you had walked into the room. And that could have been the reason. Maybe she had no reason to do it at all. She was just tired. It's been a long day. And so she just sighed right before you came in just to get it out, and then you come in. So interpretations, whenever you think this is exactly what's happened, ask yourself what are 5 other ways to do it. Or if you're having trouble, think of another way. Ask what would a loved one or a friend say? What could that have been? It might have been this or that or this or that. And again, it's not that your interpretation is wrong. It's to get you out of it bringing your energy down. That's the point of this. Let's go to A. A in GAIL stands for assumptions. Assumptions are things, whenever you've had this experience in the past, it is going to happen again. I know it, because it happens every time. So every time I approach someone in a bar, And they look at me and they're like, and they walk away. And that was my experience. Oh gosh, I can never approach anyone. Whenever I approach someone, they just don't like me or whatever it is. They think I'm weird and they walk away. Well, just because that's happened every other time doesn't mean it's going to happen every time. And that's the question. I actually just gave you the answer for that, is asking the question right there. If it happened once, or if it happens many times, why must it happen again? It doesn't have to. Just because it's happened 400 times doesn't mean the 401st time you're not going to get what you want. Just because you've been to 400 callbacks doesn't mean the 401st one you're not going to get. Just because there's someone that you've tried to partner with 15 times and they've said no every time doesn't mean on the 16th time they're going to continue to say no. They might say yes. And again, it's not that they might not say no. This is the key in being persistent. The way you can maintain that energy to stay persistent is to get out of the low energy around it. I'm not going to be low energy. I'm not going to be low energy. That kind of getting out of that mindset. Finally, the G, which is the most personal and the most debilitating. It's the voice of the gremlin. This is the voice that gives you the very negative thoughts that say, in some way, shape, or form, you are not good enough. And it has a lot of different messages, but I can tell you this, it's always very mean. It's not going to say something like, you don't have nice handwriting. It's going to say stuff like, you're completely not talented. You are ugly. You are stupid. You are overweight. You're dumb. You can do nothing with your life. That's the voice of the gremlin. And all of us battle that. All of us have that message inside that says, you are not good enough in some way. And so what the point of this is recognizing that in the gremlin is saying these things, but it's not the truth. And start to separate what the gremlin is saying from what the truth is about who you are. So when you have these gremlin messages, there's a 4-step process to dealing with this. First is recognizing that there is a gremlin. It's there. It's something that's inside of you that's saying these voices, but it's not you. It's the gremlin. Recognize it, then name it. Give it a name. That way you can start to label it. Okay, it's the gremlin. And don't give it an ex's name or a friend that you don't like anymore or your aunt or your mother-in-law, none of that. It's someone that's fictional. For example, mine is Gargamel from the Smurfs. But in my world, he doesn't dislike the Smurfs, he dislikes me. And he'll tell me all these messages. So have a name and then start describing what it is. When I work with clients, I have them do a gremlin project where they make a physical manifestation of what that gremlin message is. And they'll write all these different items of like, this is what the gremlin tells me, all these items. And so that it's really manifesting in real life what is happening. And then finally, when you hear the gremlin message, tell it to take a hike. Get out of here. Okay, I hear you. I hear you telling me I'm not talented enough. I can't do this audition. I'm not going to be good enough. I hear you. I know who you are, though. Goodbye. Then you can remove that self and stay in your high energy. So once again, Gail, gremlins, assumptions, interpretations, and limiting beliefs. And I've given you one tool for each one of these to help you overcome each of these things. And truly, these are the biggest 4 blockers in our life that stop us from doing what we need to do. So I want to encourage you, as we wrap up here, that your choice is always yours. Everything you do truly is your choice. And so the thing I want for you to do most is to make a choice. And make a choice consciously. Because that puts you in the highest energy place that you can be. The choice truly is yours. Thank you.